Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the big old wide old world. My name is Jade. This is episode 167 of How to App on iOS. Man, it's early. Today we are looking at 4Waves Synth. And it's going to be a short one today, folks, because I'll let you know why. Howdy dowdy diddly do. If you are watching over on Facebook, welcome along to the show, my friends. You can always join us over here on the YouTubes at youtube.com/JadeStarr, or you can always jump over to the website, which is howtoapponIOS.com, and you can watch the video live and interact with the audience here on the YouTubes. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah. What the hell? Hey, what's going on in the chat? Hey, my fellow warts, I hope you're all doing well. I can see as I look through my magic mirror. Romper, bumper, stomper, boo. Tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, have all my friends had fun at play? I can see Russ, I can see Gary Hubbs, I can see Payin to Get, I can see Danny Broderick, and there's little Tom Rochelle playing over there in the corner, and there's Benedict Stewart, and Stu Cash is there, and Stu's got a microphone and he's singing, and look at all that, and there's Pete Johns, and he's got a whole lot of carrots. And there's Lady Rhodaline Straight and Gozzo of Oz and SM Borthwick, and they're all playing over there. And what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. Jesus. Get me out of here. I'm going mental. Gary Hubbs, hello. Peter to Get Dead. Zelensky, Gino Therese, Cold Acre. Cold Acre, man. Making some music on the weekend, yeah? Good stuff. Stu Cash. So, folks, the Indigo Sunsets dropped a new song last night, or this morning, here in Australia. Check it out. It's all good. It's very cool. It's very different and very cool and very mellow and very reflective and very lovely. So if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Bubba, hello. What's going on, Bubba? Good to see you too. Have I covered everyone? Did I say everyone? I think I did. All right, cool. So, what is happening? I'm still holding you to it, Stu. If you want me to master your next album, I'll do it. You can pay me in strawberry kisses. Fucking hell. Oh, man, I haven't had enough coffee. And I've got a big show coming up. So today's going to be a little bit of a short show because there's not much to this app. It's very simple that we're going to look at today. This is 4Waves by Pablo Lopez. We've looked at another one of his apps previously. It was a piano AUv3. A very simple. He's got a very simple design. With his last app, it was just a grand piano. And he uses the audio kit engine. So... but we'll get into this. So today, why is it a short show? Because I'm doing a show on Patreon directly after this, and in between Pete's happy hour coming up in 3 hours time. So after this, I'm kicking off in an hour's time from now with this Patreon, and I'm premiering my feature film. The answer is 42. It's not the full film. It's going behind the backs, kind of showing the secrets behind how I've made the film, the animations, the music that it was made for it, how it was all put together in LumaFusion and various other apps. And then I'm going to explain the story because it's very deep. And I'm going to need like a big 2-hour show for this because the film goes for about 42 minutes exactly, actually. And then we're going to play the film for you guys. So if you're not a Patreon, you can come and join for as little as $1 a month, and you can see the film and join along with us. So it's going to be fun. So that's what's happening today. And let's talk about what's happening this week before we get into this app. So I've got a bunch of really cool apps to look at this week. I don't know if I'm going to get them all in this week, but let's just kick off. So for all you bass players out there, hey, how little do bass players get love on iOS? You know, we've got the Mammoth bass amp, which came out last year and was one of my favorite apps of the year. And it looks like we've got another really cool bass amp that's just come out called Bass Deluxe. Here it is here. I haven't even opened it yet. Oh, that was interesting. Look at that. We've got a bass. We've got a bass specifically for bass, man. So we'll close that out. Get rid of that. Get rid of that shit. So possibly looking at that. There's this really cool app which I just saw, which I just got today from the dev called Kraken, which is a MIDI thing, which I'm going to play a little bit with on Patreon this week. Because basically, I think we can use it as a MIDI interface between my Mac and stuff, and you can like. Anyway, it looks really fun. Looks really cool. So we got this other app here, Schlap. You can see down the bottom. I'm going to look at this possibly this week, which is a cool compression app made by the same dev who made Tape Pro. So a bunch of cool stuff there, and then we're going to wrap up. Also, I'm thinking we're going to look at Drambo this week. I just got to wrap up getting my head all the way around it, and we'll possibly have some giveaways of Drambo. So if you're excited about Drambo, that's another cool thing. And today, for today's app, I've got 2 copies of this to give away of 4Waves, which we'll give away on not tomorrow, the day after. We'll give away on my weekly show, which has just kicked off. All right. So last week we did the Wart series. We kicked off with the Wart series on demons and all that kind of stuff. This week we're looking at hope. I think it's really appropriate that at this time, with all the stuff that's gone on the last week, we start looking towards hope, because in those times when everything looks like it's hopeless, there is always hope. And I think hope is a very common thread of all music throughout the history. No matter what period of time you look at throughout music and history, hope has always been a thing that has been there, because there always has been despair and sadness and such, but hope is always a thing. Even in sad songs, there is always hope. So I'd like to touch on that this week, and we'll probably give away the apps for today on that show. Hey, what's going on, Jamie Melander? Congratulations, everybody, to Jamie, who hit 1K subs on his awesome channel. And if you haven't subbed to Jamie, do it! Do it! Because he puts out some really interesting and unique content that has his own flavor. So do that for me, and I'll love you a long time. Yes, I agree. Pete Johns has just written in the chat, music is one of the best healers. And, I think, look, before we jump into this, I think, sure, we just clicked over to a new year this year, and a lot of people go, no, it's a new year. Everything's going to be magical and amazing now. And let's be realistic. It doesn't work like that. But I think every day there's room for hope. So that's why I want to talk about hope. I mean, I'll just touch on, 2 years ago I was homeless and writing music on an iPad, living in a park, using the Wi-Fi from the council's Wi-Fi. And I wrote some pretty, for anybody who knows me, like Pete Johns or Cold Acre, who've known me for a long time on Facebook, I was writing some pretty dark stuff on my Facebook about not wanting to be here anymore. But I'm still here because I always had hope, because it's a good thing, man. Hope. Hope. Yeah, so we'll be talking about that stuff. Hello, Alex LX. Welcome to the chat as well. All right, so what else do we have? Let's see. Daryl's written, music failed to heal my broken finger 20 years ago, but hope, F yes. And it can't fix all broken things, It can do its best. All right, so now this app here that we're looking at today, as I said, so it's by Pablo Lopez. He's an indie developer. He's somebody who's putting out his own apps, doing his own flavor, competing against a lot of bigger developers. And, it's hard to get lost in the mix. As I said, I did a review on his grand piano AUv3 last year, and it's a really solid app. Did exactly what was on the box, and this time he's branched out to make a synth using the Audio Kit framework. Is it perfect? No, I don't think this app is perfect. He's already released an update, and I'll tell you what, it's a good thing. He's listened to some of the feedback from people who have already looked at this app, and he's already updated the garish UI that was in the original version of it. and made it so much better to look at. So some of the sounds with volumes and stuff need to be looked at, possibly. But for how much is it? Let's have a look how much it is. I don't even know. Are there any new apps while we're here? Let's see. Are there any new apps that we need to check out? So it looks like Amplitude's on sale. So if you're an Amplitude head, so they're both half price at the moment. The iPad and the iPhone versions. Tape Pro's on sale for $1 cheaper. So Sampler is on sale for $4 off or something. Everything else is pretty much standard. It says here that Cubasis is still on sale. So, I mean, if you still haven't got that, there's your opportunity. So what are we looking at? 4Waves. 4Waves. So it's $4 for this app. I've got a couple of copies to give away. So, I mean, all right, let's just jump into it and have a look at it. Do I have a new camera view for today? Maybe I do. Oh, there we go. Does it work? Hey, look, it kind of works. Kind of works. Oh, man. So, you'll notice here I've got this M Audio Code 49. I'll be honest, I bought this keyboard ages ago, a couple of years ago. I'm super not happy with it. I don't like it. Super bulky. I don't like the reaction of the keys. I'm not good at playing it. I feel awkward on it all the time. I don't know. I don't like the bounce back of the keys. I have trouble playing it for some reason. So I've hopefully got a new keyboard, maybe a couple of new MIDI keyboards coming soon to replace this. A lot smaller, which will fit on this tray I have underneath a lot better than this is currently sitting. But I thought I would test out my camera view. Yeah, I've gone a little bit Doug, haven't I, Bubba? You know what they say, imitation is the best form of flattery. So let's open this thing up. We'll open it up here first as a standalone. So what I'm going to say straight up about this app, if you are somebody who, maybe doesn't want to wants to learn a little bit. All right, say you've been using GarageBand and you're not really a keyboard player like myself, right? And everything's kind of spoon-fed to you in GarageBand. So, everything's kind of pre-packaged and made easy for you to understand. What I think is really cool about this is because it's so stripped down and basic, and, as you can see here, there's not really much to it. I think this is a really good learning app for somebody who wants to understand how to use oscillators without any complexity. And sure, there are apps that have far better presets and such. I'm going to be straight up about this. But I really enjoyed playing with this for the last week, just seeing how simple everything is set out here. So just with two oscillators split here in the middle, as you can see, oscillator 1, oscillator 2, and each of their little controls for each one of them over here. So I found that really cool to have such a stripped back app. If you click on the effects up the top here, so you get a whole bunch of effects built in as well. So you've got a filter, a tremolo, chorus, phaser, flanger, delay, and reverb. So it's nice and generous and nice and easy to understand as well. So, your mix buttons, really breaks it down nice and simply. Back over to, so they're the two up the top here. Oops, we didn't want to do that. These are your two top buttons to flick between the effects and synth. In the middle is where all your presets are. If you change a preset, change it up a little bit, you've got a little save button up here, nice and easy. You can MIDI assign stuff. That's really cool. Down here, you've got a settings button. We'll go full screen for this. You don't need to see my hands, my rancid hands. So pretty cool stuff for $4. You've got your MIDI channels. You can reset your MIDI learn knobs in there. You can turn on your background audio, all that kind of stuff. You've got a buffer size. That's pretty cool in there too. You got some Bluetooth options as well. You can change the colors of your keys. Go to dark, So you got some options in there. You can mess around with the velocity of your keys as well. Change your so the velocity of the on-screen keyboard and your actual MIDI keyboard. You can change the bounds of your pitch wheel and your mod wheel. So that's nice. Very simple stuff. You got a hold button there, which is cool, and a little panic button and your little octaves button there. So it's very clean and simple. And so when we go up the top here and click on this user bank, so it goes straight to user bank as a default. But if you click all, you'll see there is 97 presets. Are they all fantastic? I don't think so. But there's plenty of room to mess around with it. So you've got these short stabs. So you've got a bunch of short stabs. You've got some pads in there. You've got some leads. And you've got a whole bunch of bass stuff. But what I think is more interesting about this app is not the presets. Because, look, I think I mentioned it at the start, there's some volume issues with some of them when you're going between presets. Some of them are really loud and some of the pads are really soft. Hopefully that's addressed. I mean, as I said, he's already done an update to this, so it's only going to get better. But let's have a look and go through some of these now. I'm going to start. Do I have any favorites? I think I have one at least saved. Probably crank that up a little bit. Hello, Langston Reese. How are you? And iOS. I need to do it with effects. iOS struggled. There we go. Cool. G'day, Joseph. I nearly called you Joseph. Joseph. Hello, Joseph. Welcome to the room. Young Joseph is here. Joseph Helpish. Hi, Joey. Welcome. Man, I need way more coffee today. So, there's your first pad. Let's just skip through a few of them. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So straight off the bat, what I love about the presets in here, they're all very subtle from each other, right? There's just little minor changes to each of the oscillators, or there may be a little bit of delay added to them. So it gives you the opportunity to scroll through and just hear these minor differences. And as I said, just playing with stuff, playing with stuff is fun. It's good fun. Oh, what happened there? This is why I don't like my keyboard. This keyboard has some real bad issues. I think because when I bought it, I was homeless. And it was in a park with me in a box. Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of delay on that. Listen to that delay. It's still going. I can go down the shops and come back. That's still going. Holy crap. I feel like I should just let it go until it like leaves the room. It's like a bad fart. Are you finished yet? Are you finished yet? So as you can see with something like this one here, this pad here, you've got two oscillators, one on the left, one on the start. Yeah, bad farts definitely don't... Look, bad farts can be good. You can sample them and make a whole song out of them. So here you've got these two oscillators. And so you've got a saw, and so you can hear when I change this up. And over on this side, you can detune. So there's plenty to mess around with all these knobs. So these short ones are just more like stabs. But a great way to start to build on top of. Get some real retro stuff out of them. Whoa. Man, that reminds me of being at the dentist. Holy shit. Oh, my ears hurt after that. All my teeth are ringing. What the hell? Kill it. Kill it. So you can hear those multiple oscillators there creating that crazy stereo effect. Two different sounds bouncing off each other. So for $4 you can really see that you can create some really cool stuff here. Go right down to the bottom. What's this one? Now I think the mod wheel seems like it's attached to the chorus. I think it's really odd. Listen to the sound you get out of it. Quite interesting. I couldn't work out what it's connected to. I couldn't work out. Interesting. Interesting. So right at the top here, you've got a whole bunch of bass sounds as well. So we'll just start a random number like a 9. look, Russ has just written in chat, I've woken up in a 60s sci-fi film. I think there's definitely a sci-fi feel about all these presets. I think it lends itself to that kind of sound. Now you'll hear there, I did mention at the start, I think there's some volume discrepancies. So you'll notice I haven't turned anything up. I've just changed between these bass sounds, and look, I'm hitting the keys exactly the same amount. And it's a really super, the bass sounds really super loud. Just to give you an example, so if I go straight to a pad sound after that, well, that didn't really work. Maybe it's just made a liar of me. So there you go. And then I shoot back up to even a number 22 bass. Wow, there's just a big volume jump there. Jesus Christ. It's waking up my neighbours, and I've got headphones on. So it kind of sounds like it's like distorting a little bit there too. And like even when I look in the, so even if I pull down the volume in these, it doesn't really. So I mean, you can do that. So, yeah, it's a little bit uneven between the patches. But these are all the only options you get here. So this is really it. This is what you see on the screen here is all you get. And these effects. So you got a phaser. You can probably pick a better sound than that. Pick one of these leads. I'll go through a few of the leads, and so you can see straight away there that volume drop. But look, there's definitely plenty of room to make some really cool sounds out of here. So I'm not shitting on it in any way, shape, or form. I'm just trying to bring up some of the things I think it can be improved, because definitely I'm going to be in contact with Pablo, send this to him, and he's obviously very keen to update his apps, and he's been a great supporter of the channel. So I think this is, as I said at the beginning too, if you're really just starting to get into using a synth and you're kind of sick of having your hand held a little bit with GarageBand and having all those fancy options, this is a really neat way to get your head around the basics of oscillators and stuff in a very simplistic style with and create some of your own really cool sounds without having that little, that little hand to always help you along. Sometimes it's fun to jump out of the box and mess around a little bit. As you can see, very subtle changes, even just between these three. It came from outer space. Where were you when the aliens came from out of space? Here you go. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do on this today. So if you want to have a chance to, before I do finish up, so it is AUv3. You can open it up in GarageBand or Cubasis or AUM or anything that you damn well please, and use it that way. So that's really cool. And I'll tell you, here's another really good thing about it. It's very, very low CPU, right? So think a little bit outside the box and say, open it up in AUM. Maybe open up like multiple instances of it. So you could grab, cause I love how it appears at the top, nice and easy for demonstrations. So we can add another one over here and grab two of them. We can probably grab another one over here. So you could definitely get three different sounds happening, because you can see, and it's always not perfect ID of how much background is being used, but you can see even just running three of these, there's only 10% of DSP being hogged here. So that's not very much. That's really cool. So the other thing I would probably want to fix too is the shaping of it when you open it up in AUM. So it doesn't open up perfectly. I would love it to open up like that. That would be really cool. Directly off the bat. So if we just grab, for my example here, just grab that one there. We'll go in here, connect this keyboard here. See what I mean? When you open it up, it doesn't give you, you have to double click on it twice to get a whole bunch of presets up there. So we'll add a pad and we'll open a third one. So it's very easy to actually go in and create three sounds, and they're not going to hog up your CPU. So you can create some interesting sounds this way in something like AUM. Let's just take this number 25. Make sure did I connect this to my keyboard? No. So you go. So you've always got the option to do that as well. Anyway, and look, it's hardly running anything. You could probably run about 10 of these easily, and it'd take up no juice whatsoever. Let's see. Let's duplicate. Let's see. Do I want to crash my iPad? No, I don't think so. But you can see, even though, what have we got? So we've got 6 already. Is that right? We're still running at 32 there, 31. So, you can, they're very low CPU, very simple, very easy to use, very low CPU. And that's really good if you're using something like GarageBand and you don't want it to get optimizing performance. So there you go. Let's clear this out before I wrap up. So if you'd like a chance to win, so I've got 2 copies of this, and as usual, so I've got a couple of copies to give away here on the show, and my Patreons, normally there's a few copies for them as well. So all you need to do is like or subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on this very video, and then on Tuesdays, so Monday's show for the rest of you living in the past, but Tuesday here in Australia, when we do our weekly episode, which will be on Hope this week. At the end of that show, we'll give away the copies of this, and that is all good and done. So yeah, just leave a comment and let me know what you think of the app, and all good. So that is still only 12 voice. It would theoretically, so yeah, brother, all good. So. All happy days. So, folks, I need to skedaddle because I need to get my show ready for Patreon, which is going to be cool. We're looking at, I'll just remind you one more time, this is the actual banner for the movie that we're looking at today for my film. I've been working on my film for 3 years now, and we're super close to finishing it all up. Going to run through the film, or how it was made. Yesterday on Patreon, we went through how some of the music was made for it and all the music, so that was all cool. And today we're looking at the actual film. If you haven't seen any of the film, I'll give you a little sneak peek of it right now if you'd like to see some of it. Yeah. Let's do this. Why not? Got a few minutes to spare. So let's play a part of the film from the beginning of the film. Here we go. You ready? There you go. Left you hanging. Alrighty, I'm going to go get this stuff ready. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day creating, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to leave early when the music hasn't started yet. There it is. Awesome, folks. Thanks for your support, as always, on the channel. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Be awesome. See you later. Bye, Deep Gravity. I think I missed you. Bye.